Tammy Slayton from Thousand Pound Sisters has issued an apology statement on her Instagram account and may have just admitted that her sister Amy has a problem with drinking and possibly drugs. If you've watched the last couple episodes of Thousand Pound Sisters, you know that Tammy has been in a fight with a couple of her sisters, one of those being Amy. In one of the episodes, she and Amy are in a limo, and Amy is kind of acting like Amy always does, and Tammy gets extremely upset and starts yelling at her sister. Tammy has been receiving a lot of hate for how she's been acting in the last couple episodes, and she actually posted this statement to her account yesterday. I wish people could come at me and tell me I'm a bad person and this and that for how I treat my family. But does anybody ever stop to think what goes on after the cameras aren't on? What does my family say to piss me off for me to go off like I do? Everybody just assumes everything is caught on camera, and it's not. I'm not always the bad guy here, and I'm not trying to be a victim either. I just wish people would get the story straight before judging and assuming. It appears that statement wasn't enough, and Tammy is still getting a lot of negative comments, so she posted this video.
Everybody hates me right now because of the limo scene with me and Amy. But there's a backstory. Like, y'all gotta hear me out, please. I'm not trying to bash Amy. I love Amy to death. At that time, she was dating that guy, Kevin. And y'all know he wasn't a good guy. So I'm just gonna be nice. That's all I'm gonna say about him.
Now, Kevin is the man that Amy was with when they got arrested for having drugs in her vehicle at a zoo just a few months ago. If you recall, Amy claims that she was bit by a camel and she contacted authorities, and when they arrived, her kids were in the car and they found drugs and paraphernalia in the vehicle.
In that time period, Amy got to where she was drinking a whole lot, and she was drunk during that scene. We weren't drinking, we were drinking juice in the scene, but she was drunk before the scene started. And
Okay, so in that clip, Tammy is admitting that Amy had a problem with drinking when she was with this Kevin guy, but is she also insinuating drugs at the end of that clip? Watch it again.
She was drunk before the scene started. And
it sounds like that's what she's insinuating. It sounds like Amy just wasn't in a good place, and she did go on to apologize and said this.
She was embarrassing me. Like, she asked the limo driver what the sausage looked like. Just being so immature. And then spilled the food everywhere, and it was just... I am sorry for the way I treated her. I am sorry for the names I called her. But at the same time, she was reckless and didn't care about nothing. It's embarrassing sometimes. I mean, that was embarrassing for me. So, I mean, I am sorry, Amy. I do love you. But I have to be honest and true to myself.